Libra, welcome to this week's reading, starting the week of July 27th. Welcome again to another weekly reading that I so enjoy. And I'd like to thank you for your shares, your subscriptions, and your likes. Also to my fan page. I've had an extremely interesting week. People I've met, people who have come to read personally with me in Rome. It's such a joy when people pass through and book a reading with me. I really, there's such an extremely interesting exchange. I make a lot of friends. This week, Virgo, for you, let's see what's in store for the 27th of July. Very, very interesting. Let's take a look. The Five of Swords, cutting ties. The Knight of Swords, stopping at nothing. The Three of Cups, we would like to celebrate the world. Sempre il benvenuto, il mondo, the world is always welcome. And we have the Ten of Swords, all right, this burdensome card. What I'm hearing now is that story that has been cut in the past, you've tried to release, okay, you've released. It's still there. I mean, it's still in your heart, it's still in your mind. Try to do another ritual, try to release, wish that person well. You need to release so you can move on. You need to release so you can get on with your life and enjoy life, because the focus is on the Three of Cups here, enjoyment, celebration. And you can't do this until you release. Stop at nothing to come full circle. This is the message this week. Let's take the Vera Sibilla on both the Five of Swords and the Ten of Swords to see if we could get any more insight into what we could perceive as guidance for the week starting the 27th of July. Interesting. But we have the child, the beginning, the home, and the thinker, il letterato, the intellectual in the library thinking. Now, there is, I don't want to say that there are matters stemming around the home, but what you call your home metaphorically, okay, this is what I'm seeing. And you've had to cut a tie that was dear to your heart, that meant home, perhaps someone you lived with, perhaps someone you shared your home with, perhaps a home that you purchased with someone else, that has had to be cut, eliminated, sold for many of you. For many of you, it may have to do with a recent person who has entered your life, but that nonetheless, even after a burning flame in the beginning, it's just not serving you well. Whatever the distance and whatever the time factor involved, you need to come to terms with that in order for yourself to move on. And this is the first of the 5 series, mirroring the Ten of Swords. I'm going to let me first see the Neapolitans on that to see how close to your story I have described next week's reading. All right, look, we have another Three of Cups, and this is suggesting again, it's a home. It has to do with a home, something to release. There is a home. It is a couple. And it's a couple that is together for many different reasons, not only an emotional couple. This is a couple who has been brought together, perhaps even by a business venture. But nonetheless, you have property together that you need to separate, you need to cut, in order for you to be able to initially begin a celebration for the future. Now, the Vera Sibilla on the Ten of Swords, this very hurtful card. Now, what do we have here? A thief, a change, a complete revamping of a situation. And you that are left with overseeing the safety of someone else. All right, now in this, for many of you, it's a matter of a couple who have a child, and you will have to deal with that, with the well-being of a child. Very simply, this is one reading. Another reading is that you have been overbearingly protective of that person. You need to sever those ties. Actually bury the past in order for yourself to move on. There is the change. The change is going to be in store. I'm going to take the Neapolitan cards on that. The House again, and the Three of Pentacles is telling us that there's a need to make a spiritual qualitative jump that you cannot do with this situation here. This is the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands is always a messenger that is telling you over the Ten of Swords, remember that we're clarifying that you just need a break. You need a break, my Libra friends. You need a break. You are the kind of people who don't like to cut ties. You're the kind of people that do not like to say no. You're the kind of people who want to create balance and maintain balance regardless, and you suffer because of that. These cards are suggesting that you make a decision, you take a decision, and remember that you will be rewarded for the decision. And sometimes cutting ties is not a bad thing. It will help you move on, the other person move on. These are my fine arts postcards. Let's see what we can see. Okay. The child's bath. We saw that there may have been a child involved in this. This is the child's bath by Mary Cassatt, a U.S. painter, around, this is turn of the century, the 1900s. So she was influenced by Edgar Degas, an impressionist. Now, remember, now I'm not saying that there's a child involved here. I'm saying that you need to care for yourself, the child in yourself. Bathe the feet. The feet are the sensitive points for our entire body. You need to take care of yourself. When you are called to severe ties, cut ties, there are two sides to the story. You're cutting, you're moving on. You're cutting and the past is leaving you. But whatever, you are in a moment where you're looking forward. And you are the person who feels that the most and is going to suffer the most. So this is a week where you need to mend those wounds and wet those feet, bathe them, and realize that there's just something new in store for us. Libra friends, thank you for joining me. Visit my fan page, Christelle Martinette, on Facebook. I do appreciate your likes, shares, and subscriptions. Namaste, arrivederci, au revoir.